What's good, y'all, man? We are back again with another video on Between the Lines, and today we are here to talk about the 76ers. Now, look, there's going to be a lot of overreactions in this video, and at this point, I don't even think it should be labeled as overreaction, man. We've seen 2 games of this team. Yes, it's only been 2 games, but I'm kind of seeing what they're going to do going forward. But I just want to say I'm sorry for what I said, bro. When this trade happened, I'm like, hey, I'm not trying to see a James Harden, Joel Embiid pick and roll. I said, Daryl Morey, the way that Joel Embiid's playing, don't go out there and go fetch for a name. Like, go get a CJ McCollum or Anthony Simons, a player that's more dominant off ball than they are on ball. And then when it comes to being on ball, they're pretty decent too. I'm so happy he didn't listen to me. This team looks dominant, bro. We can start off with Joel Embiid. Just give him the MVP right now. The dude is unstoppable. I understand for a lot of people it's hard to watch, and I'm one of those people. It can be hard to watch that sometimes, but you gotta understand, bro. They got their names, bro. Joel Embiid and James Harden, they're solidified, so they're gonna get their foul calls. Sometimes it's a little bit like what are you doing? But man, just watching them play together, it looks like not many teams can stop this team. And the one thing I didn't really take in time to realize, I'm like, my whole thing was, I'm not trying to see Joel Embiid in the post. This whole season we've been watching. Joel Embiid in the pick and roll. This whole season we've been watching Joel Embiid dominating the post, playmaking, scoring out of the post. I'm saying I don't want to see him have to change that up because now you bringing James Harden there. But now looking back on that was kind of dumb because Joel Embiid is still a decent player in the pick and roll. He's not the lob threat that James Harden is used to playing with. But when it comes to the pick and roll, you see it still works. Joel Embiid, he won't go up there and catch the lob, but he'll go up there, catch the ball, come down, pump fake, probably get the N1. he'll do that a lot. And then when you're looking at this team, and when you're looking at these last 2 games, he's still getting his post touches. He's still doing most of his work, if not all of his work in the post. James Harden just had 19 and 17, and most of those assists were off of pick and rolls from Joel Embiid. So that it's able to coexist. They're both able to coexist. And you can see at times when Joel Embiid does get tired, you even got a guy like Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey, these last 2 games has been unbelievable. I was saying maybe bringing James Harden here is not the best idea because maybe you're going to stunt Tyrese Maxey's growth. But off these first 2 games, Tyrese Maxey's probably looked the best he's looked all season. Tyrese Maxey is not a natural point guard like they were trying to make him play. Playing off James Harden and Joel Embiid, he's been hooping. And the shot's been consistent. Shooting over 70% the last 2 days. He's been consistent as hell. And then the one thing I love that he does is this is a slow team. Joel Embiid and James Harden are not really guys that are going to push the pace. At times, Tyrese Maxey be pushing that pace and be helping this team. Because sometimes you got to play fast. You got to play fast. And then when you got one of the fastest guys in the league in Tyrese Maxey, it just helps out. It helps out, man. And then I didn't even talk about James Harden. I talked about him a little bit. But James Harden just looks like he fits in perfectly. And everybody looks like they like playing with James Harden. Tyrese was basically the ball handler the whole season. Kind of deflected to James Harden. And it's working perfectly. Perfectly. That backcourt looks amazing. Him and Joel Embiid in the pick and roll is damn near unstoppable. It's unstoppable. And I know it sucks watching. If you're not a fan of the team, it sucks watching because the foul baiting is so nasty. It's so nasty. But, hey, it works. It works. But there is one deflect. And his name is Matisse. I was talking to my friend on Twitter, big 76ers fan. I was telling him, bro, in the playoffs, Matisse was going to cost y'all. He's going to cost y'all. If y'all been watching these last 2 games, and it's kind of been like this the whole season, you don't have to pay attention to Matisse on the defensive side, especially if you're a team with great rotations like the Heat or the Celtics, which they did against the 76ers, last week when they blew them out. You don't have to pay attention to Matisse. If he cuts, if you have great rotations, that's easy to guard. But if they not trying to pass, if you just got Joel Embiid trying to be in the post by himself, you double off him, you can leave Matisse at the 3 and be like, hey, if you make it, you make it. I don't care. Because Matisse is that bad on the offense. Like, it's cool. Now, we understand one of the best defenders we have in this league. First team all defense. Defensive player of the year candidate. But it gets to a point where if you're not doing anything on the offensive side, It doesn't matter. And I say the same thing about my boy Isaac Okoro on the Cavs. I'm like, bro, you're not doing nothing on the offensive side. It doesn't matter what you're doing on defense. I don't care. That don't matter. That doesn't matter, bro. And that's going to hurt this team going into the playoffs, man. That's why if I'm Doc Rivers, I'm starting to just experiment with starting Georges Niang, bro, because you have to guard him on the three-point line. He spreads the floor out way better than Matisse can ever. It will help out way better because even Georges Niang, he's a decent defender. Matisse is a good defender. Don't get me wrong, but it can be replaced. It can be replaced because if you're facing a team like the Heat, who have elite defenders and elite rotations, all they would really have to do is double off Joel Embiid, put PJ Tucker and Bam Adebayo on Joel Embiid, put Jimmy Butler on James Harden, hopefully to slow him down. Kyle Lowry can do his thing on Tyrese Maxey, and Duncan Robinson just double or triple team somebody when it comes. You don't have to guard Tyrese Maxey. You don't have to guard Matisse Thybulle, bro. You don't have to pay attention to him. And then the way Tobias Harris is shooting, and the way it looks like he's going to be the player that's going to lose rhythm playing with James Harden, you probably won't even have to guard him because even when it comes to him shooting the three, he's decent. League average like 35%. But I live with it. I live with it. That's the one thing. You don't want to face a team that has great rotations and has great defenders. Like this 76ers team, their worst nightmare is the Heat. And I feel like that for everybody. The Heat scare me. I'm making a Heat video tomorrow. They scare me. They scare the hell out of me. They scare me. Now, like I said, man, the Heat, I feel like the Heat would get this team out the way. They have the star power to match up with the 76ers. They have the matchups. They have the elite defenders from top to bottom to match up with the 76ers. And we all know Eric Spoelstra will outcoach the hell out of Doc Rivers. We just know that. Doc Rivers is a known playoff choker. So we know that's nothing. When it comes to other teams, Nets, I would like to see the Nets at full strength before I decide my decision. But even then, man, it would be super hard for them to even stop Joel Embiid. Just like on the other way around, it would be hard for the 76ers to stop KD. But at this point, we're seeing Joel Embiid dominate, getting all these calls and stuff. I don't see how they would be able to stop him. I don't. But with the whole COVID mandate being lifted up and the Nets will be in full strength, hopefully come playoff times, they will have a chance. They'll definitely have a chance. And then with the Bucks, I definitely think the Bucks can beat this team. It would be hard, though. It would be hard. They got to get big. Hopefully find somebody in the buyout market. Because Bobby Portis is doing his thing. He will be the starter if they do find somebody. But as far as coming off the bench, I don't know if Serge is going to be the... If Serge is the guy. Yes, it's only been like a couple games. But he just looks old. Hopefully Brook Lopez can come back, because one thing that the Bucks do need, they need a bench. They need a bench piece that can just spark the energy, because coming off the bench, they really don't have nothing. They don't have nothing. Mike Budenholzer doesn't give Jordan Nwora enough minutes so he can catch a rhythm. Other than that, they really don't have nothing coming off the bench, and that's the one bad thing about losing Brook Lopez, that you got to start Bobby Portis, and then now you'll have no energy coming off the bench. That sucks. But I think the Bucks can beat them. A team like the Celtics can shock the 76ers team. They showed y'all last week, even though they didn't have Harden, their defense and their rotations will kill this team. Like I told y'all, Matisse will cost this team, bro. I'm knowing it already. Even if they made it to a finals or make it to a conference finals, at some point Matisse will hurt this team. Because you just don't have to guard the motherfucker. You don't have to. You don't even have to pay attention to him, bro. He's just that terrible on the offensive side. But other than that, man, this team they're frightening. They're scary. James Harden looks like, I wouldn't say prime James Harden, but like as far as playmaking James Harden, this is the best I've ever seen him. Yeah, it's been 2 games, but that motherfucker he's playmaking the hell out of that ball, bro. And then having Tyrese next to him, bro, who fits perfectly next to him, it's nasty. It's really nasty. And then the calls that they get, it's going to be hard for a team to beat this team. That's all I got to say, man. Other than that, I will see you tomorrow with my Heat video. Peace out, everyone.